now this is just a load of bullocks. How y'all like my UK slang? Man, I done seen a lot of bullshit in my days since this pandemic, but this has got to be the biggest bowl of bullshit that I have ever seen. Boxing don't need no motherfucking Canelo. Boxing does not need Canelo. You want to know why Mauricio Suleiman tweeted this shit? Because boxing is finna move on without Canelo. Boxing was finna move on, and you're finna see that we're not going to miss Canelo at all. That's really what it's about. It's to make you believe you need to see some fucking Canelo. Listen, let's get something understood quick, fast, and in a hurry. Canelo Alvarez does nothing for American boxing. Nothing. Okay, nothing. Canelo Alvarez is for the Latino fan base in boxing, and that is it. He does nothing for American boxing as a fucking whole. So for the most part, Canelo Alvarez is like a band that only plays to its underground hardcore fans. It's really not for everybody as a whole. Okay? How do I know that? Because casuals don't check for Canelo Alvarez. They don't. They don't know who the fuck Canelo Alvarez is. I'm just being real. They can't identify or connect with Canelo Alvarez. He doesn't speak no English. They can't identify with him. What interviews can they run to go enjoy Canelo Alvarez as far as on an American level? They don't. He's just for the Latino fan base of boxing. That's it. But as for boxing as a whole, fuck no. Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua brings more casual eyes to this sport than fucking Canelo. How do I know? Nobody has ever ran up on me and asked me about a Canelo fight. Meaning, when a big fight is coming along like Wilder versus Tyson Fury, or Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz or something like that, casuals will come up to me because they know I'm into boxing and they'll ask me about a fight. That's how I know when that's how I know when a fight has caught the attention of the casuals. Casuals will come up to me and say, oh, so what do you think? Are you going to watch this fight or this fight? And these people who don't watch boxing at all. You know what I'm saying? They don't watch boxing at all. People come up to me for Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Nobody, and I repeat, nobody has ever came up to me on a casual level and say, yo, Bruce, you watching that Canelo fight tonight? No casual has ever said that to me, ever. Everybody asked me about Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and that's it. Because, you know, the heavyweight's the only one that really command attention. You know, them lower weight classes, y'all really don't get to the casuals like that. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how they do me. That's how I know when casuals is paying attention to shit. A whole bunch of casuals watch Deontay Wilder got his ass whooped. A whole bunch of casuals watch Anthony Joshua get his ass whooped by Andy Ruiz. A whole lot of casuals watch the rematch of Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua. A whole lot of casuals going to watch the rematch of Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder and so forth. They're going to watch those. They command casuals, but Canelo Alvarez doesn't. What are we missing? Cherry picking? Listen, Canelo don't fight none of the people that we want him to fight. And it's been figured out by now this dude has been cherry picking at an elite level. Okay? He don't want to fight any stiff competition. He don't want to fight anybody young, anybody vibrant. Canelo don't want to do it. How in the fuck do we need that in boxing? Matter of fact, name me his next opponent. That's what boxing needs right there. I ain't never heard of that motherfucker. Have you? That's what the fuck we need in boxing. No. Boxing is getting good and it's heating up, and he doesn't want Canelo Alvarez to be left on the sidelines, because we're going to figure out we never fucking needed this dude, because he has done nothing to elevate American boxing. You get mad all you want. I'm telling you a fact. He's done nothing for American boxing. If it did, what do you think if Canelo Alvarez is the face of boxing? Okay? And for the most part, we can say he's an American entity. okay, then how come the UK is the one holding the gauntlet? Okay? How come? And I'm talking about before Anthony Joshua. Because other than that, there's only one face of boxing. Before Anthony Joshua, it was definitely only one face of boxing right after Floyd retired, and that was Canelo Alvarez. You tell me, do you feel like boxing was alive then? Or does it feel like boxing just came back alive from a casual standpoint when Anthony Joshua stepped on the scene? Let's just be honest. Wilder couldn't spark your interest. Okay? Nobody in the lower weight division sparks any casual interest. Canelo couldn't spark anybody's fucking interest. Okay? When Anthony Joshua came on the scene, everybody get interested. How do we know, and how do we know that that's a fact? Well, I can prove it because every damn content creator can account for this. Okay? When Anthony Joshua first stepped on the scene, didn't your viewership number increase? Didn't your subscriber base increase? Didn't it? All that increased. All right? All that increased. The day when Anthony Joshua lost to Andy Ruiz, did you not see a decrease in your view numbers? Anybody who's a content creator can vouch for this, and they know it's a fact. When Anthony Joshua lost, did your view numbers go down? And they're going to tell you yes. Okay? Because he appeals on a casual level. Now watch this. When Deontay Wilder lost to Tyson Fury, did your view number and your subscriber base go up? Yes, everybody's did. Everybody's YouTube channel went up about 2,000 subscribers. Tell me I'm lying. Everybody channel subscriber base went up. Even channels that ain't moved the needle in years. Okay? You tell me one time Canelo Alvarez did something and it affected your numbers via YouTube. Now I'm talking to the content creators. Tell me one time he did something and it elevated or improved or hurt your numbers. Never. So Canelo Alvarez is this illusion. We don't need this dude. He's done nothing he can't appeal to no American. No American checks for him. No American talks for him. You know what I'm saying? He only does which if you're not bilingual, you pretty much fucked. You know what I'm saying? And most of American is not, because they believe everybody's supposed to speak their fucking language. You know, so you can't appeal on a casual level speaking Spanish. You can't. So how could you honestly ever have been the face of boxing? You wasn't. You were what we were left with, man. I'm sick of this shit. You were what we were left with. Now we gotta sit by and watch your fan base lick your ass and create an excuse for you cheering, picking all these soft opponents. In the beginning, I said Canelo didn't duck Charlo because Canelo can beat Charlo. After knowing what I know about the franchise champion, after seeing him sue to cherry pick, after watching him ducking Demetrius Andrade, I now know that his team don't want him to go nowhere near somebody like a Charlo, regardless if he feels, and even if I feel that he can beat a Charlo. Now I know for sure he can't. He can't. I never thought I'd say it. Canelo Alvarez can't beat Charlo. That's why he hasn't fought him. Canelo Alvarez can't beat Andrade. That's why he hasn't fought him. Okay? The only way he'll fight somebody like that is coming off a training camp. And he won't even give him that. He just won't fight him at all. That's why he accepted franchise fucking champion. No, my bad. Not accepted. Asked for franchise champion. Right along with his little homeboy, Vasily Lomachenko. Asked. Franchise champion is a ducking title. There's no way that you can go around it. Anybody else who accept franchise from here on out, know once you accept that title, what the fuck comes with it. We know It is a fucking ducking title. So, that goes for the same thing. Teofimo Lopez whoop on Vasily Lomachenko, and they say, we want to give you franchise champion, and he accepts it, I don't fuck with him no more. Period. Can't fuck with you. Can't. But boxing needing this dude? No. Boxing is doing just fine without Canelo. He just don't want us to move on and figure out we don't need this dude. We don't need the cherry picking. He ain't good for boxing as a whole. He's only good for appealing to one side of boxing. And boxing is made up majority of Mexicans and blacks. Okay? Mexicans and white as fans. Mexicans and blacks as participants in the sport. So they figure if we got the Mexican side covered, that's all the fuck we need. He's the face of boxing. No, you can't be the face of boxing unless you representing the face of boxing as a fucking whole. Okay? As a fucking whole. Last time I checked, yes, your flag is Mexican, but you fucking American. You're American. Everything about you is American, but you appeal to no Americans. Don't you think that you have a subscriber base that is American who would love to hear something from Canelo Alvarez? Don't you think, you know what I'm saying, they would love to hear that shit? I know I would. One of my favorite, when I was growing up, me and my uncle, and I got on this dude because of my uncle. My uncle was a huge Jean-Claude Van Damme fan. He was fucking obsessed with this dude. So naturally, that's my uncle, and he babysit me, so I became a Jean-Claude Van Damme fan. Still am. You know what I'm saying? That's still my guy to this day. You want to know one of the most irritating things about being a fan of Jean-Claude Van Damme? Is the fact that if I'm a fan of you, I'm going to look up anything you've done, any book, you know what I'm saying, and I'm going to look it up. When I go to look up to listen to interviews, they're all in fucking French. I'm like, damn, Van Damme, you got American fans too, you know. You know what I'm saying? Do some of this shit in fucking English. You know what I'm saying? So we can fucking support it, you know? But his best fucking interviews, the one he gets the most information, where you get in detail about his movies and what happened on set, they're in fucking French. I'm like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? That cuts me off to a certain degree as to being a fan. Now, even though he's not popular or nothing like that, look at somebody who's a Canelo Alvarez, who doesn't have a Latino background, he only does Latino shit, Latino interviews. Canelo can speak English. He just doesn't. So with that being the case, if you ask me, this motherfucker needs to be replaced. And if you ask me, we don't even need to do that. If Charlos and Errol Spence can keep doing what the fuck they're doing, then nobody's going to miss shit. They're always going to sell. That's one thing you need to know about Al Hammond fighters and stuff like that. The reason why they're always going to sell is because they're always hated on. And Floyd showed you the formula. People will tune in to see you lose. That's one of the benefits of being a PBC fighter, that people naturally hate you. And since they hate you, they want to see you lose, so they got to tune in to watch your shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's actually a win-win over there at PBC. They're not going to like you no way. You know what I'm saying? It appears that they over there getting paid the most. You know what I'm saying? They making the most money and they the most hated, which means they're going to be the most viewed. So it all benefits in the end. But boxing, don't need this clown. This dude is a fucking joke. You know what? I feel bad for any video that I ever did complimenting this joker right here, bro. I mean, this dude was a real, authentic fucking fraud.